All right, now we're doing this oil change on this 2010 Honda Civic with the 1.8. First thing you want to do is go over here, remove your oil cap. That one was on there pretty tight. Quick tip. If you have an oil cap that's on really tight and you can't get it off, get yourself a pair of pliers with some thick handles. Put the handle down on there, which I guess in this case I'm not going to be able to do. But you can also grab it like this and use that to break it loose. But be careful with that, don't squeeze too hard or you can break this little plastic cap. Anyway, take the cap off, put it somewhere safe, and that's going to let your oil drain without gurgling. Alright, over our computer you can see that it calls for 5W20. It says you may use synthetic motor oil if it displays the API certification seal and it is of the proper weight. It does not require synthetic oil. This is with your oil filter, which always I obviously recommend replacing with your oil filter, and it is 4.8 quarts. We go underneath the vehicle right here. You can see your oil filter right here in the front. It's pretty easy to get your hand on. And the oil drain plug is right there, and I believe it is a 17. Let me check that before I lie to you. I believe it is a 17, but because of that engine mount, I'm not able to get my wishbone on it. Or my dog bone, I mean. And yep, it is a 17 millimeter. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and break this loose. And that was definitely put on too tight. Jeez, oh flip. Hopefully this isn't cross-threaded, it's just sometimes these drain plugs can be put in too tight and cause issues. So whoever did this last did not follow my guidelines. Alright, while that continues to dribble out, we're going to go ahead and get on this oil filter. Now you might be able to get your hands on there and unscrew it, but it looks like we're just going to go ahead and use the oil filter wrench. Alright, and when you're unscrewing your oil filter, when you get it loose, go ahead and just give that thing a quick spin and it'll start draining the oil. Alright, and now that we're down to a nice little dribble, we'll go ahead and check our crush washer, which is right here. You want to make sure that this thing's in good shape because it has to be crushed against here to stop the oil from leaking out. Alright, very important. Ready? Watch me tighten this. That's it. You don't need to go crazy on it. Don't need to go nuts. Same thing with the oil filter. Once you have your oil filter removed, you don't need to put the oil filter down anyway. And we are using the CarQuest 84356 oil filter. So you go ahead, get yourself some of your old motor oil and lubricate the ring, your O-ring right here for your oil filter seal. And while you're also at it, you also want to make sure that the old O-ring is still on the old filter, because if it stays connected to the housing, you could end up putting a gasket on a gasket, which is called a double gasket, and you will lose all of your oil very quickly. So make sure that that O-ring is still on your old filter and not connected to your oil filter housing. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna spin this one on and watch. Ready? Hand tight. That's it. No tools, no impacts, nothing crazy. Hand tight for your oil filters. All right, afterwards, make sure you come in here, give everything a good spray down with some brake clean. This is the stuff you can get from Advanced Auto, brake clean. Making sure your area is clean afterwards is really helpful, so you're not mistaking a leak or anything like that later down the road. Or if you do have a leak later, you can know that you cleaned it when you were done. So if you see oil in any of those places, you more than likely have an issue. All right, now with 4.8 quarts of oil, we're gonna go ahead and top her off. Yay. All right, 2010 Honda Civic oil life reset. First thing you need to do is come over here to your select/reset button. And you can see we're on the main menu right now, and the door's gonna close on my foot. Ow. All right, we'll just close that real quick. And we're going to click over to oil life, and then you hold the select/reset button. And you're gonna be holding this for like a solid 10 seconds. So don't let it bother you if it doesn't do it immediately. All right, so there we have it, starting to flash. And we press and we hold again. And the oil life has been reset to 100%. If this video helps you out, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. It's good for everybody.